How about now? Is it working yet? Doot. Okay, cool. Sorry about that, you guys. Okay, good. Groovy. So how was everybody's early Sunday morning, late Saturday night? Any kind of debauchery or, I don't know. Hey, Amelia. How's it going? Well, you know, one thing I decided I'm going to try this time, and I did it earlier on the previous one, and it went okay, so I'm going to go ahead and do it on this one as well. Oops, hang on. In Virginia. Ah, so you're 3 a.m. in Virginia. Did you have a good time with your old friend? Wrestling, right on. F1 racing, right on. You know, I don't really watch auto racing that much. Actually, almost never. Occasionally I'll watch some clip or something about it here on YouTube, but yeah, I don't really watch racing that much. Nor do I watch wrestling. But, you know, everybody should watch what's going to cause them to have any fun, right? Ah, good reunion, right on. Okay, going to a show, right, with a sign, right on. So you're having a hard time. What would be the nature of the hard time, if you mind my asking? Otherwise, I'm not sure what I might do to motivate you. Racing on the Vegas Strip. Interesting. So was it a real F1 race, or was it like one of these what's the word I'm looking for? Um, like where it's just for like a spectacle, right? You know what I mean? Or was it real live, you know, race where it mattered to the rankings and all that kind of stuff? Because I remember I saw clips of oh man, what's that guy? He died a little while ago. Um, the the Hoonigan guy, or he used to drive with them or whatever, Ken Brock or something like that. And he did some. I saw some footage of him driving some car like in a crazy manner around Las Vegas, and yeah, it was something. It was I don't know, it was entertaining to watch anyway. Um, okay, yeah, it seems to me somebody brought up wrestling before, so I guess it's you then. Okay, Ken Block. Okay, right. Yeah. I saw that he did some. They did this show, and his daughter was like racing people on that. I know it's one of those YouTube channel shows. It was pretty entertaining. Well, thanks, Wizard Tuesday. I appreciate the compliment. Wow, okay, so it was for real. Okay, interesting. Yikes, Amelia, that's rough. Man, I don't know what to tell you as far as other than to try to find, I don't know, is there other family members or friends you can kind of lean on for support and, some emotional, I guess that would just be it, wouldn't it be support? Um, am I high? I don't think so. But I have used cannabis today, so, I suppose, maybe something. Hmm. Have I read Illuminatus? Nope, I have not read that trilogy. I did read a thing by Anton Wilson. What was it called? The New Inquisition or something like that. It was back in the 80s. Um, yeah, it was pretty interesting. So George watched the race in Vegas then, yeah. Hmm. Amelia, if you're alone, where are you guys at? If you're alone with your sister, I'm assuming is what you mean when you say that it's alone and then just the two of you and like that. Have I ever been to Germany? No, I have not. The only place I've spent any time in Europe really was the Netherlands, outside of the UK anyway. Um, what part of Germany? Uh, cool. I'm glad you enjoyed the race, George. Space 1999 in the background. Right on. I used to love that show. Oh, you know what? I think I'm gonna. I just realized I have my space heater running. Let me turn it off. When you said 1999 in the background, it just dawned on me that, oh, I hear noise in the background in here. What is that? Oh, it's my heebie. Anyways, there we go. So it's quieter in here now. And it's Stuttgart City. Stuttgart. Isn't like Porsche in Stuttgart? I seem to remember something like that. Or at least that's in their crest or something like that. Is Stuttgart. What did you used to do there before you gave up your job? Okay, yeah, okay. So Stuttgart is a pretty well, influenced anyway, right? I mean, it's a couple of heavy duty companies when it comes to the auto world, isn't it? Okay, so the Wizard Tuesday says, would you mind in your deep voice saying, heaven is empty All the angels are here. Is that what you wanted? You're going to sample that? Is that the idea? Heaven is empty. All the angels are here. Okay, well, there you go. Good luck with that. That's a good point, Nick. Yeah, taking care of a loved one is a noble thing. I can imagine it being difficult, you know. I mean, I've had to care for loved ones to a certain degree, but not to the place where they were completely dependent upon me or anything. You know what I mean? It's one thing to look in on somebody when they're sick, or if they're, you know, you're looking in on somebody in the hospital or something like that. But to actually be kind of caring for them 24/7 is kind of a big deal. Sure, Wizard Tuesday. Am I a winter guy? Do you mean do I do winter sports and the like skiing and such? If that's what you mean, then nah, not really. I enjoy winter, is you know, I mean, when I occasionally get to be anywhere near snow or stuff like that. But where I live in California is we don't really have seasons per se. We have basically a wet season and a dry season. Um, you know, it's either it's raining or it's not raining. I mean, that's really all we have here in this part of California. Although I guess they get snow and stuff up in the mountains, but even then, that's really just it's around whether it's raining or not. Um, yeah, we don't really get the whole spring and fall type thing that much. Um, okay, a minute. Well, as long as it's a decent thing, I don't think I'll mind the Wizard Tuesday. If there's a link somewhere, I'll go look for it and see what I think. Um, so you said it's in the comment section of the video. Is that where the link will be? Okay, I will look for it after this. Well, I'll probably go to bed after this. Maybe tomorrow if I remember to check it out. What is my favorite season? Um, You know, Amelia, it depends. I think it depends on the mood I'm in. There's times I really like, you know, when it's cool here. You know, like especially in the winter, um, and you get the kind of the gray, dusky evenings, and you know that kind of thing. That can be kind of fun and pleasing in a way. Um, Especially if you get to come home, you know, into a nice warm, what's the word, Gemütlichkeit, right? Of home. That can be nice, but I also like summer just because I'm a Southern California guy. I was born and raised in, well, not raised, I was raised here in Northern California, but I spent a good part of my childhood on vacation and stuff with grandparents in Southern California, and a big chunk of my teenage years and adult life was spent down there. So yeah, I guess I'm partial to warm weather. Um, so there's that, yeah, I guess. Okay, so Nick said that. Yeah, you know, Christmas time is nice. I will give you that one. Christmas is pretty groovy, um, especially you know because of family and all of that, right? Um, Hi, Mauricio. Yeah, I celebrate Christmas, although not in a traditional Christian sense. I don't think. I mean, like I don't go to mass or any such thing like that. But my family, we get together and we have a meal and exchange gifts and you know that kind of thing. Um, so you know, to that degree, yeah, I celebrate Christmas. And Dakota and Friends ASMR. Well, greetings back to you in Toronto from California. So Amelia, since you asked about the my favorite season. What is your favorite season? Are you a winter human? Do I think I'll sing another carol for a video this year? You know, I hadn't thought about it, George. Hmm. I don't know. I'll think about it. That's the best I can do right now. Putting me on the spot there. Um, yeah, I hadn't thought about it. It's something I will consider, though. I mean, it kind of suits the season, right? So, I don't know. Maybe I can fold it in because it's only November now, right? Yeah, duh, November. Doink. Yeah. So yeah, I'll say probably George. How's that? Um, yeah, Nick, I think that's the thing. I'll agree with you on that. Family's for me anyway, in particular. Yeah, the family's is the big deal. Um, Hello, Ian, in Alberta. So in Stuttgart, it's Bavaria, right? Bayern, right? So you would be probably, I would imagine that part of the world you get the huge, color changes, with the oranges and the purples and all that stuff on the leaves and everything, which we don't really get that. We get a little bit of that here in California, but yeah, not that much. I mean, I've seen photos and stuff of other places where they get the big leaf change, the big color changes, to the huge dramatic degree. Um, yeah. How much love do I do? Did I do 12 Waves of Christmas? Yeah, I think that seems like that might be right. Um, yeah, I'll go through and see if I can find one. I think I found that one by I don't remember what gave me the idea, but I think I looked it up on Project Gutenberg or something like that in order to find some version of the lyrics or whatnot. I can't quite remember now. Philippe, hey hey. Okay, München, right? Yeah, 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 yeah. Baden-Württemberg. I hope I said that even close to something resembling right. Well, you're welcome, Dakota. I'm glad that the song had some positive benefit for you. That's a groovy thing. The latest update trend in AI. Um, I don't know. Not really. My only real thing about AI, well, is twofold, um, and it has to do with those who are in the how people that are in the positions of power end up leveraging it. Right. I mean, that's the thing. Um, I mean, I don't think AI. I'm not really afraid of Terminator. You know what I mean? I'm afraid of the uber wealthy leveraging it against the rest of us, and making our lives even worse, just because they're greedy and whatnot. I mean, I don't know, but Yeah. Otherwise, the thing I find disconcerting about it is it seems to be turning creative works into turning them even more. What's the word I'm looking for? Um, kind of commodifying them, right? You know, kind of turning like just music, even stuff like that, just into sort of like it's just stuff to be purchased. You know, um, it's like when people, you know, use the AI thing in order to help them output stuff. It's like I'm fine with people using a tool, but when you're just churning stuff out to churn it out, and you're, you know, just having the AI do a lot of work for you, um, I don't know. I think it has the capacity to cheapen stuff. But yeah, anyway, Philippe, it's 5 there in Brazil, 5 a.m. Wow. So are you getting up early or are you up late? I hope, you know, since it's Saturday going into Sunday morning, I hope it's that you are up late having fun. Um, and 7 at night down there in Australia. 3 in Toronto, right? Yeah, because you're, you know, 3 hours ahead of me, right? So, let's see, what kind of foods do we have in for Thanksgiving? You know, I like the basic traditional stuff as well. You know, ham, turkey, potatoes. You know, I, you know, especially if I put some cranberry sauce in there. Um, you know, various vegetables and stuff, right? Yeah, but you know, basically that, you know, turkey. Well, actually, there you go. The turkey, ham, potatoes, gravy, that kind of stuff is, yeah. Yeah, I enjoy that stuff basically for Christmas a lot. I have never been to Canada. Nope. Yeah, the market saturation, that's certainly a part of the thing, Nick. Yeah, absolutely. Okay, Philippe, up early, right? Well, I'm glad I could greet you for the beginning of your day, man. You know, that's groovy. Um, and 2:20 there in Kansas. So if it's, let's see, it's 12 a.m. So it's what, 9 a.m. in Germany? Is that right? Something like that. Oh, right, 2:25 a.m. Right, sure, right. Okay, here we go. What are some of the main bands I listened to growing up? Okay, sure, I can talk about that. You know, I got asked some similar question about that earlier in the previous live stream. Okay, so um, I think my first favorite band was probably the Beatles, um, and that was largely due to a friend of mine. I think he was a little, well, he's a little bit older than me, just not, I think not less than a year older than me. Actually, I think like 6 months older than me or something like that. Um, but he was, I think, a little bit just kind of ahead of the curve, you know, as far as I was, you know, as far as just maturity and kind of just being able to pick up on things. Um, so like he was, you know, always knew about bands before me and stuff when we were, you know, young and that kind of thing. Um, yeah, at least until like, you know, I moved away to San Diego or whatever. But and then we kind of diverged in our musical tastes a little bit. But yeah, anyway, so started with the Beatles, um, and then I guess like Led Zeppelin for a little while when I was in junior high, especially. I liked like Ted Nugent, but mostly let's see, I guess the Beatles, Led Zeppelin, Jimi Hendrix, Pink Floyd, Yes. Those would be the main ones that were really, kind of in my head most of the time. Um, do I read any Aleister Crowley? No, I've not read any Aleister Crowley. But he's the guy that was something of an occultist, right? It seems to me that doesn't I think Ozzy Osbourne wrote a song about him, didn't he? I think both he and Jimmy Page both had a kind of fascination with Aleister Crowley. Yeah, there's a lot of fantastic music from that late 60s, early 70s sort of period. Um, oh, I see. Okay, so my favorite album of the last 3 or so years. I don't know if I have one because I haven't really been consuming music in album form lately. Um, I've mostly been just streaming stuff, either via Pandora or, well, actually, fairly recently, Spotify a lot. Um, in some part due to some encouragement from some of you guys suggesting that Spotify was a reasonable sort of alternative to Pandora. I still use Pandora, but I kind of go back and forth between them, frankly. But the thing I like about Spotify is it's easier for me to get exposed to new stuff because the way they make up the playlists and stuff, and yeah, it's I find yeah, it can be kind of useful. But yeah, so that's kind of what I do. I kind of just try to stream stuff in such a way as that I can get exposed to things. Um, Let somebody kind of do a little bit of curation, to expose me to some stuff. Um, okay. To know any new young artists of the day that I'm into. Um, oh, Greta, yeah, Greta Van Fleet. I have heard some of Greta Van Fleet. I think they're okay. I know people make a lot of comparisons to them in early Zeppelin, which I can hear the comparison. Um, I think it's an apt comparison. I don't think it necessarily means a good or a bad thing about them. My only thing about this stuff is that not so much that the comparison is apt, but that it's a little too apt, maybe. And by that, what I mean is all of the stuff that I've heard sounds like that. You know what I mean? Like Zeppelin had that kind of rock sound, especially out of the first couple of albums. But even on the first album, though, there's some stuff that was kind of different than just the guitar riff stuff. And maybe it's just because that's all I've been exposed to from Greta Van Fleet, that's all I know. But um, they kind of seem to be a little bit of a one-trick pony to me right now. But like I said, I've only heard very little of their stuff. So, um, and otherwise, I don't know. I don't know who to say which bands I would know much about recently. Um, yeah, I'm really bad for that lately because I just stuff comes on and I don't even really know a lot of the names of the artists I'm listening to half the time. I mean, even when I'm paying attention, when I'm listening to Spotify, I just go and click on follow or whatever, or I click the little heart symbol next to the song or whatever. Um, but a lot of times I don't even do that, frankly. Um, Big fan of Alan Watts. Yeah, I'm a big fan of Alan Watts. Yeah, that's he's a pretty entertaining guy to listen to, and I think he's got a pretty good handle on some pretty interesting ideas that come out of Eastern thinking. At least from from an academic perspective, obviously, right? Because obviously he's not a dude from China or from India, but he's obviously an academic. But well, Nick, have a good night's rest, and much love to you as well. Dakota, I'll have to look more into the Greta Van Fleet thing and see, because yeah, um, it might be that I've even heard some of their other stuff and just not realized what it was because I wasn't really paying attention. You know what I mean? But yeah, I'll look into it and see what I find. Um, making the Geddy Lee comparison is interesting. I never thought about that in his voice, but now that you mentioned that, and I'll have to think. Yeah, I'm going to go back and look at those guys again, just to see. Um, oops. So somebody was turning on water upstairs. Yikes! Hopefully that won't be too irritating for you guys to have to deal with. Ambient noise, okay? That is a generous assessment, George. Thank you. What do I think about cats? Do you mean the animals, Reclaimer Rob, or do you mean the play? If you mean the play and the movie, I don't know anything about either one of them really. Um, I know that they were terribly popular, but that's about it. I never kind of got the bug for whatever reason. If you mean the creatures, I like cats. Um, yeah, I like cats. We used to have cats when I was a kid. Um, yeah, I like cats. Yeah, we don't have any upstairs. There's several around that live in the neighborhood that are feral, and there's a few people in the neighborhood that are nice to make sure that they have water and stuff like that. Um, and there's a woman who I know from childhood who's involved with people that are into where they capture feral cats to fix them, right? To spay and neuter them, to keep the feral cat population, down into something that's, not inhumane. Um, but I like cats. The thing I think that I find kind of cool or interesting about cats is their, well, everybody always talks about it, their aloof nature, right? You know what I mean? They just seem like, yeah, I don't care. And I suppose in a sense they don't really, right? I mean, they're pretty, just sort of chill. You know what I mean? They just, they can just sort of do things. And wow, Dakota, thank you, thank you, thank you. That's super, super generous. I really appreciate that. That's very kind, very, very kind. Thank you. Um, yeah, anyway, what was I talking about before I got so surprised by Dakota and friends? Oh, the cats. Yeah, creatures. Um, yeah, they kind of. I mean, in some ways, they're scary little creatures, right? I mean, they, killing birds and lizards and well, anything smaller than them, basically, right? Um, I mean, we always think of them as being this cute little thing because it's all nice and furry, and they sit on your lap and purr, and that's all nice and lovely. But the birds and rodents and things in your region are probably going to disagree with you on whether or not they're nice. um, yeah, I like cats. I just don't keep pets, mostly just because I just get so weirdly kind of in my own head, whatever. I don't know. I think it would. I don't know that if I would be a very responsible pet owner, so I just don't own pets. Maybe that's how I'm a responsible pet owner, by not being a pet owner. So your cats are indoor cats. Okay, yeah, that keeps them from being monsters, I guess. Well, how many cats do you have? It's almost out of tea. I'm gonna have to debate whether or not I'm gonna make more. What time is it getting to be? It's 12:40. I'll think about it. Six cats, crazy. When I was a kid and we had cats, ours were outdoor cats. They went out and about in the world, but yeah, they also killed stuff. I mean, yeah, they used to. We had one cat whose name was Cat, um, and he was a monster. He was a great cat for people. Um, but we used to occasionally get issues with like mice or some kind of rodents in the kitchen. You know what I mean? And then as soon as there'd be any evidence of it, you just leave the cabinet open and boink. That would be the end of that. He'd get in and get them for that. But he'd also go get lizards and um, birds and any number of critters from out in the backyard and stuff, and bring them. It's like, hey, it's a little sort of gift. But yeah, we used to let both our cats out all the time. I just sort of collected them. A cat named Kitten, right? Yeah. Right, yeah, save money on the exterminator, right. Absolutely. That's one good byproduct of having the feral cats around here. We don't really, like, I don't get mice. I don't really have a mice problem here. And I think it's mostly because of the feral cats around, because there's a lot of feral cats around in our neighborhood. Didn't used to be when I was a kid, but there is now. But anyway, um, yeah, cats can be little monsters. Oh, nice. Playing some Rush on guitar. Right on. Is it Yogibo or Yojibo? How should I pronounce that? Yeah, Rush is a pretty good, we call that a power trio. Would that be a good description of Rush? Kind of on the edges of the kind of progressive rock realm there, I think. Um, yeah, I'm getting some dead air space, and I'm out of tea. Well, I'm going to put the mic on mute, and I'm going to go make myself some tea, and then I will be back in just a few moments. Okay. So let's see. I've been away for a few minutes. Let's see if I can catch back up to everybody. Sorry, I had to go steep some more tea. Okay, here we go. Hard G. Okay, so Yogi Bo. What's my favorite tea? lately green tea, although I have a friend that lives in the UK and she sent me some tea recently from there that I really enjoyed. I can't remember the name of the company that it was. Um, but I'm not. I like tea. You know what I mean? As long as it's a good cup of tea, I like tea. So I like green tea. I like black tea. I like um, Earl Grey. Whatever. Yeah, I like tea. Well, hello to the Netherlands back. On the ginseng recently. I've been having ginger, but no ginseng. Um, oh, I'm sorry, Jordan. I was making tea, or actually, I'm still making it. I was boiling the water and kind of away from the camera and stuff. So, yeah, hopefully it wasn't too long and horrible for everybody. Oh, hey, Armin27, how's it going? Pootsy toots. Well, that's crazy with all those little graphic things like that. Oh, I guess those are little tags that you can use. I just noticed those things that people could use to. I guess you can post them like stickers, as it were. Is that the idea? Do I still listen to electronic music? Yeah, I do, as a matter of fact. One of the things I have in a playlist in both Pandora and Spotify is that guy, Jean-Michel Jarre. I hope I said that even close to right. If you speak French, let me know. The guy that did like Oxygen and what's Equinox, and I can't think of anything else right now. Those are the only two that come to mind right now. Anyway, so is that Laurie? I don't know. I can't quite make it out from here. Anyway, the night's been okay. Just sort of hanging out, you know what I mean? Okay, I'm going to sweeten my tea now. Okay. So, how many years has it been for the beard? Let's see. I'm 58, so that makes my sister 55. I started. I stopped. I didn't shave anymore after my sister's 40th birthday. That's, I guess, when the beginning of the beard was. So 15 years I've had it now. Although I guess, maybe the first, year or so wasn't quite, this majestic. I mean, it took about a year or so to get it to be big, but maybe a couple of years. I don't know. It didn't take as long as you'd think. I mean, people keep going, "Oh my God, how long did that?" It's like, yeah, it doesn't really take as long as you think. You just let the hair grow. Although my hair grows kind of fast, I guess. But what made me grow it out? It was, I don't know, just silliness, I guess. It was at my sister's birthday. Like I mentioned, her 40th birthday, and that was kind of the deal. It was like I was at her birthday party, and among the stuff that was going on at her house, because she just sort of had a, kind of a big house party kind of a thing, and in one of the rooms, there were people were watching the movie The 300, and I kind of poked my head in and made some comment, some kind of smart ass comment, because a lot of the guys in the movie had very dramatic beards, and so I was commenting on their dramatic beards and made some comment that I could grow a better beard than those guys, and so my sister said, "Well, then, do it. Don't just say so, do it." And so then I decided to. I said, "Okay," and then anyway, there you go. I've been having it since then. So. What's the derivative of, what is this? So we want to have the square root of x minus 2. I'm not going to do derivatives in my head, man. Off the top of my head, I'm thinking what you probably want to do is do like some sort of u substitution thing for the x minus 2 or something like that. See if you can, I don't know, that'd just be off the top of my head, but that's about as far as I'm going to go. Sorry. I am too tired to be thinking of that, but I look like a math wizard. Well, once upon a time I used to be, pretty facile at that sort of thing, but off the top of my head now, no, not so much. But, um, perhaps if there wasn't the radical, it might be easier to look at, but, I mean, I guess what, product rule, chain rule, that kind of thing, I suppose. Whatever, yeah. Have I been growing my hair out as well? Yeah, not really to the same kind of interest. Like, because I actually have gotten to the place that it started off just as a half-assed thing to do the beard, but I've kind of gotten to a place that I really like having the beard. You know what I mean? It's just sort of a sense of aesthetic thing, and it's kind of become, I don't know, it kind of fits my identity, I suppose. But the long hair is mostly just laziness. Um, yeah. See now, Pootsie Tootsie, you have it in my head, now you put a math thing there, and it's been gnawing at the back of my head. So if you're going to do the derivative of the product there, right, you're going to have to do the product rule, right, and treat, if you break it up as the f of g, and g, as f and g is your two things, right, then x will be 1, and then the whole thing of square root of x minus 2 will be the second one, and you're just going to have to do the chain rule when it comes time to take the derivative of the one with the radical in it, and it's going to be big and ugly. I don't know what else to say about it other than that. Off the top of my head, that looks to be like the only way you're going to be able to do that one. Anyway, so I'm going to have to stop, otherwise my head's going to want to go think about that too much. Anyway, well, thanks for the Thanksgiving wish, Josh. I'm glad you like my content. And from Newport Beach, groovy, cool. And did I ever pick up comics, graphic novels in my youth? In my not so much graphic novels. I did a little bit in my kind of young adulthood, I guess. Mostly because but it was stuff that other people were into, and then they loaned it to me. Um, like what was it? It was one was a series that a buddy of mine loaned me several of that was for the Saint of Killers, which I found pretty enjoyable. But when I was a kid, I was very into the whole Marvel thing. But that was, this is back in the 70s, so this is very different than what you guys have floating around here now. Um, but my favorites were, well, Spider Man, um, Ghost Rider, the Fantastic Four. I guess those are my favorites right there. But yeah, anyway, hey Eli, or is that Eli or Ellie? What was my job? The last job I had um, was working for a company called Arrow Paper. Um, it was in retail packaging. So we sold all the bags and boxes and wrapping paper and all that kind of stuff that, whenever you go to a store and they give you stuff to take home, the stuff that they put it in for you to take it home in is the stuff that we sold to them to give it to you. You know what I mean? Um, okay, the Wizard Tuesday says the Book of Lies and the Book of the Law. Yeah, I've heard, now that you mentioned McKenna, I'm pretty sure that I've heard McKenna talk about Crowley in the past now that you mentioned that. Um, yeah, I'll have to look into him. I mean, I only have kind of I mean, I've never read any of Terence McKenna, but I've listened to a number of his recordings of some of his speeches and talks and lectures and the like. I find some of his stuff pretty interesting. I think sometimes he's just sort of a nutcase, but what the hell do I know? I'm a nutcase, so. Um, okay, I'm succumbing to the the vice of dead air again. So where was I at before I started? All I know is that I know nothing. Right? Yeah. Yeah, those types of lines get amusing, don't they? Time is it getting to be? Okay, it's only one. All right, I'll go for a little while more. I'm not going to go for a whole 3 hours kind of thing like I did last time. That was, well, it was more than I should be doing, basically, is what it is. That way I can try to get some decent sleep tonight. And although I'm not going to be doing the next stream until tomorrow evening, it'll be at 5 p.m. for the Sunday evening one. Um, nice little phrases to tickle the brain, right? Yeah. Well, I think what I'm going to do is, as it seems to have a lull in the comment section, I'm going to do this here real quick. Do I plan on uploading on the other channel anytime soon? I don't know. I've been thinking about it. There's a few things. Well, now that I'm going to be talking about the other channel, I'm going to go back to the other thing here. I don't know. I keep thinking about that other channel because, I kind of had a bee in my bonnet about it for a minute. And I still kind of occasionally get, because what ends up happening is stuff, like typically maybe sometimes it'll be something that happens in the real world, but more often than not, it's something that happens. I see something in the news, and I'll just become very, very angry about it, and then I get worked up, and I let it get me more angry than I should, I suppose. And so I decided, one thing I could do is, cathartically, do that channel, and then I started thinking about it for other reasons, and sort of came up with the idea of making the channel, and kind of got into it, and then once I kind of got it going, and I was kind of thinking of it, and trying to put energy into it, the idea of making actual recordings and that kind of thing. And then I started thinking, I should, it's not that I don't want to make videos for that, but I kind of feel like I should put more energy into this, and just sort of let that happen occasionally when it does. So I'm not sure exactly what's going to happen with that channel just now. But yeah, I'll eventually put more stuff up there. It's probably going to be mostly the kind of more controversial, provocative, me being a grumpy old man kind of thing. But, I don't know. We'll see. I've been thinking I might do some of the more religious sort of topics over here. I don't know. I'll think about it, but who knows? Do I have any recurring dreams? No, I don't really have any recurring dreams. Not really. I'll have things that are thematically recur. Like there's weird little scenes. Like it won't make any sense to you, but there's a scene it seems like it's in something that would resemble a gymnasium, I suppose. And it's a series of women that are on these swings that are hanging down from who knows where. That the ropes just go up into who knows. They just go up into up. And they're supposed to have something to do with my aunt's wedding party, except for I don't know who the hell they are and any of that. But anyway, they kind of pop into dreams now and again. But my aunt got married when I was like 7. You know what I mean? But these women on these swings. And the funny thing is, they weren't the women that was actually in her wedding party either. I think I said, if I don't know them, I knew the people in her wedding party, right? I was, I was in her wedding party too. I was the ring bearer or whatever. But it was a very weird dream I remember having as a kid. And I think it might have been just an anxiety dream. Because there was all this weird stuff around, when she was getting married, a lot of weird family just stuff going on. And anyway, so I think that's what that dream initially started out about. But I don't know, maybe dreams aren't about anything. But they kind of just pop into dreams now and again. So I don't know what, whether that's to do with, again, symbolism for, anxiety references, or I don't know. Okay, so George says, would I ever consider doing a physical puzzle? I have considered doing a physical puzzle. I actually have some of those little physical puzzle. Do I have any if they're all upstairs? I think they might be all upstairs. Yeah, I have thought about that. The thing is I just need to figure out how I'm gonna, if I'm gonna do it, because I'm not as good at those as I am as the ones that I do from online. And I don't know how relaxing it would be watching me be frustrated. You know what I mean? So I don't know. I'd have to give it a go and see. Because I'm not as good at those puzzles. But that's really what it is. You know what I mean? So that's what makes it frustrating for me. I just repeated myself, didn't I? Yeah, no, so I'll think about it. I'll think about doing the physical puzzle thing. Well, thank you, Joseph Jordan. I appreciate the encouragement. What's the name of the other channel? Okay, there's actually two of them. One is W.C. Postman. And the other one is Three Monks in a Tub. W.C. Postman is WCPOSCHMAN. That should be in the description of for this. And that's the channel where I'm just going to be rambling on about who knows what. Mostly it's just because I'm a left-wing screwball, and what is the tagline I have for myself is the atheist anarchist advocating agape, right? That's the so that's the W.C. Postman channel, and then Three Monks in a Tub, the number 3, and then Monks in a Tub, and that should also be in the description. And that's a music channel. Anyway. Okay, Wizard Tuesday, I'm glad you stopped by. It was good having you hang out. And all right, man, thank you for the kind wishes there. All right, that's very, very groovy. And I hope to catch you in a future live stream, man. All right, well, it seems I'm getting dead air time again, so I'm just going to go back over to here and try this thing again. People have asked about the idea of doing live gameplay, so I thought I might think about doing that. So we're going to do this here. I've done this one. I've done a bunch of these, but I figured these would be good to do just because they're easy, right? Small little puzzles. So I figured I could babble and try and keep one eye on the comments. So if you guys do make comments, that I could respond to them, but then otherwise I could be doing this as opposed to just having dead air. Oh, right. Thank you for send me the song with the sample. Thank you. That would be very cool. I'd be curious to see what it ends up being and how it sounds. That'd be very cool. Thank you. And also, yeah, when you get a thing up, so that we can, I can amplify it, right? I can, if you put it out in a place where the rest of us can dig it in a public fashion, that would be groovy. I'm all about trying to, if you guys have a thing, if you have your own YouTube channel, let me know, and I'll, amplify that too. Right, well, I'm gonna try and do more of the reading things, especially from the Project Gutenberg stuff, just because they have such a wealth of stuff. It's just insane. It seems criminal not to take advantage of it. Anyway, so see if I can see how this goes, if I can remember. Okay, hang on. I think I need to be over here again. And So there you go. So I was able to repeat the good result. All right, well, I will move on and go to the next one. Okay, so it appears that I was in the past able to do the good result. Let's see if I can do it again, shall we? Um, hmm. Hmm. Seems like okay. Seems like that should have been trickier, but a lot of times these small puzzles are, I don't know, for some reason they seem to be tricky to me. Like sometimes I just don't see what it is that you're supposed to be doing, and I don't know. I'm not the best at this sort of spatial reasoning stuff as I am at the other types of puzzle solving. Well, clearly you have to push this in, right? Hmm. Hmm. Okay. And what do you know? Doing okay. Yeah, I don't know if I've played these ones in a video before. Seems like I might have. But yeah, who knows? It doesn't matter. It's an amusing thing for me to do, and as I said, I kind of doing this sort of stuff is a weak thing for me intellectually, I think. So, redoing things isn't going to be all that damaging, I don't believe yet. Let me think about this now. So I'm going to want to push that down. But I'm going to have to come back up and get that one, but then I'm not sure. Because if I push that into there, okay, I think what I'm going to have to do is this. Is that going to work? I might have screwed myself up here. I guess that's it, isn't it? All right. So that's not the shortest way of doing it, though. I wonder if I can rediscover the shortest way of doing it. I can always just reload it as well, but let me see if I can just rethink of it. Well, clearly the first bit you're going to have to do is just push that one out there. I think. I wonder if I just leave it there like that. And then push this one over and then move it away and that kind of thing. You know what I'm saying? Like this, yeah. And then do this. Yeah, okay. Well, let's move on to the next one then, shall we? So what is it that you need to do to this one? So I suspect what you want to do is I want to put one over here somehow, right? Is that what it is? I think maybe then what you need to do is get on this side of it, yeah? And then push this one like this. What am I not seeing? I'm wondering. I don't know if that makes a difference. I don't see how it does. I don't think this is it. Let me start over. Doink, 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 doink. Well, I don't see any, because if I move this up, that's just trapping that stuff. That's not getting me anywhere. So it has to be this guy coming around. So I'm getting that guy out over here. Seems like this is where this has to go, yeah. I just don't see. Okay, I think this is what I have to do. There we go. Yippee-yay. I wasn't sure if everything was still working. Looks like everything is still fine, so I guess I will continue going. Looking at this one. I feel like this one's going to be doing a lot of back and forth, so you're going to have to do this first. And I think I need to move this over. And then what? That doesn't seem to be right. Nope. this doesn't seem to be making any sense at all, so that's just ridiculous there. That's more or less what I just did before, isn't it? I think I need to do this is what I think I need to do. I think that's what I need to do. Now, I think I need to do this, because then I think I can do this. There's a shorter way of doing it, at least by a couple of moves anyway, right? So let's see if I can think of it. Do I need to push that one down, or will it just do it this way? Yeah, see, I do, because that way that locks that up. All right. This is not it. That's, I did it again where I got screwed up. So this one goes over here. Oops, what am I doing? And push this guy over here, right? So I wonder if it's to go here first like this, and then go like that. Nope. Well, I don't see it, so I'm going to load up my solution and see what I did that's different from... Okay. Oh, interesting. Okay, interesting. I would not have... Have I played the web game Drench before? No, I have not played the web game Drench before. I've never even heard of it before. So I guess the answer to that is no. Is it a free game that can be played much in the way I play these ones here that I play? Excuse me. Do I have to get all of these? Okay. But I need to get this out of the way. I'm going to want to push that over, aren't I? Yeah, okay, I guess that's the fastest way of doing that one. So what is this thing called? Drench. Well, let me look it up. Drench game. Okay, I guess it must be this one. Yeah. Use the buttons to change. Here, let me move this so I can kind of make sure I'm not plugging it up. Okay, here we go. So, use buttons to change colors. Drench the board with a single color to win the game. Moves to drench the board. Okay, so I'm not sure I get it, but okay. So I have 30 moves. So what happens if I do? So I don't get it. I don't even understand so what happens if I do this? Oh, is that what it is? Let me look here then. Doink, doink, doink. All right. All right, is that too frightening for people to look at? Okay, so I'm not sure what I'm supposed to be doing here. I'm supposed to be what? Oh, I see. Okay, so I'm supposed to fill things in. Is that what it is? Does this work like a paint fill thing? So that when I fill in a color, here, let me try, see if I know what I'm talking about here. So like if I did this, oh, okay, I don't understand it then. So what's moving when I do a thing here? Drench, so 30 moves to drench the board. I don't even see how this is what I'm supposed to be doing here. So if I do what do I do? So I pick a color. So there's that. What does that mean? Now I push green. I suppose I have to click this somewhere then, right? Is that the idea? What? I don't see it. All right, so it starts from the top left corner. Each move connects to the responding color. The goal is to get the full canvas filled. What do I start up here? Is this what I'm doing? And then what do I do here then? So what is it I'm clicking on? Oh, I see. Okay, that just went to there to fill. All right, so then what do I do next? And if I click this, what does that do? I see. All right, I get it. I see. I think I get it. Okay, I get it. And then we want to, all right, I see what you do. You do something like that, right? And then you do this again, and oops. I see. Which ones get you the farthest, right? I see. Like, I don't think I'm going to do it enough times. I think I've only, okay, I seem to get it now. All right. Oops, I screwed that up, didn't I? All right. Well, there you go. Interesting. Interesting. You know, I'll have to add that to my list of stuff to do. So let me do this first off. Does it not, or do I have to do it this way? All right, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to put this under. Let's go under. Now where is it? It's. Oh, here's we go. I want it to be under. Where is it at? Amusement. There we go. Boink. Can't even figure out how to use my own thing. That did go where I wanted it to go, right? Yep, okay, there it is. It's down there. So I'll add that onto my list of games to play. You know, let me try this again just for... Okay, so I see what I'm doing here. So I want to go doink, 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 doink. Which one's going to get me where? So I think I'm going to do this. Oops, I missed some red ones there, so let's do these. I think I can get all of those now. Can I get all the purple ones? Let me do the red ones first. Oh, let me get these little bastards here. And pink ones. And the purple ones. There we go. All right. Interesting. Thank you for the recommendation. This is kind of a fun game. It doesn't seem to want to reset it, though. I don't get it. I'll just do it this way again. Okay, anyway. What am I looking at here? Let's do this. And this. Oops. You can click the green box and you get one less move for each level. If I click the green box, I get one. I'm not sure I follow what you mean. If I click the green box, what's the green box? Well, anyway, let me dip. I think what I want to do next is this one. Red one, let's do the orange ones, let's do these ones, let's do those ones. Yippee-yay. Okay, so at the end when you win, if you click, so is this what happens there? Oh, I see what, I get it, I get it, I get it, okay. And then you just keep going, I see, okay. All right, I see. All right, I get it. Doink, okay, so boink, oh, that just sort of answered the question for me there, didn't it? Pink or red? Pink. I could see this could be a pretty addicting sort of thing. I don't know. Do I need any more addicting games to start playing? Let's do this, I guess, and then what? I guess let's do the green and then the purple. I think red is my best bet there. Yeah, let's do these. Okay, I think that gives me all the purples. That gives me all the reds. That gives me all the greens. Then these guys, and then those guys. Interesting. Cool. Okay, well, you know, I'm going to play one more of these, I think. So where do I want to go first? Let's say, actually, let's do this one and this one. This one and this one. Does pink get me further than? Yeah, let's do the pink and the purple, I guess. And then green, and then. Oh man, I'm gonna be. Let's do these ones. Then I think this gets all the pinks. Holy mackerel, okay. Hey, Grody. Glad you like the vids. And Emmanuel, hello, how's it going? I'm glad you like the videos. I appreciate that. Thanks for the compliment and encouragement and all that. Washington, is that a state of Washington like Seattle, or DC as in the capital, federal capital? And actually, you guys are getting here kind of late. I'm only going to be here probably for about another 20 minutes, or maybe less than that, maybe probably till about 2. That's when I'm going to be turning into a pumpkin. Everything's been pretty good there. Okay, Tim, right on. Well, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and play this game through again. I will try to keep an eye out on the comments for if you guys, if you have any questions or comments or whatever. But this is a new game for me. This is a thing that, what is it, B. Jovi? Is that the humans that introduced me to this game just minutes ago? So I guess the deal is you start up here and then you switch the colors until you fill everything in all one color. So I think I'm going to go red and pink. Then what made me decide to be more active on my channel again? Well, a lot of things, I guess. I guess the big thing is really just a whole lot of things in life sort of came to sort of a crossroads, I suppose, as it were, of me not having something to do, right? You know what I mean? Largely, well, I have the health issues and that, and so I've been unemployed. And it was like, well, I might as well do something constructive while I'm trying to figure out what I'm going to do with myself materially. So, that, I guess that's, at least in part, there's part of the answer. And then, yeah, it's, I don't know, it's good for me to make ASMR and, well, to just be a creative human in general. Graham Hancock. No, I've seen him talk on various things online here and there, and I don't know, he seems, sometimes he says some things that are amusing, and sometimes I think he's a bit of a screwball, but I don't really know him well enough to speak, too deeply on what he's doing, but any chance I'll be willing to play Minecraft? I have never played Minecraft. I've been thinking about it just because other people have made the suggestion, and I think there's a way I can play it on a Linux system. I just have to look into it, I guess, and see what's going on, and invest the energy into seeing what it's about, what it would take to do it. But it is in my radar, on the horizon, so to speak, or whatever. I'm going to look into it. So I don't know. It's not a for sure thing yet, but there's a chance that I will be playing something, if not Minecraft, then something very similar. Okay, anyway, so where was I at here with this thing? I guess I'll do these ones. I'll do these ones. So you played it for pretty heavily for 3 years, and it looks like, then, Tim. Hey? Got burned out on it, right? Yeah. I mean, well, that happens with stuff, right? I mean, if it's not like something that you feel is a calling, right? Then getting burnt out is kind of be part of the problem, isn't it? I think this, then holy mackerel, I don't know what I'm going to be able to do here. So I think I'm going to have to do these. Do I have enough? enough. I think I can get all the reds now. And I think I can now get all of these. Here we go. Anyway, so we catch up on the comments here. Fingerprints of the gods. Okay, I will think about that. Hopefully you are able to. Silent Hill 27. A horror game with a cozy vibe. No, I haven't played it. I'll have to look into it. Yeah, so I don't know how to think about it. Didn't Tim didn't I don't know if you watch him or not. I think it's the French Whisperer. I watch his stuff quite a bit. He's one of the few male voices that I actually can get triggered from. And I think he did at least one Minecraft video. It seems to me that I think he did some Minecraft videos. Maybe I should go back and watch that just to kind of get my head around it and see what's going on. And yeah, okay. So it seems like that the Minecraft thing is a pretty popular notion. So maybe I need to put it further up in the queue, so to speak. You know what I mean? Is to I've been trying to get my head around kind of having a schedule, like an actual treat my YouTube channel like it was a company, so to speak. You know what I mean? Try to get like, I don't know, plan and schedule and be responsible with time and this sort of thing. Anyway, so we'll see how that goes. But yeah, I will. Okay, let me play another couple of rounds of this thing here. Okay, Dakota, it was nice that you came by and caught the stream this time around. Hopefully I'll catch you again in a future one. Anyway, thanks for coming by. Have a good evening, good night, good sleep, all of that sort of thing. Okay, looks like we've got some more comments coming. Do I own a PlayStation? No, I don't play any console games, Tim. Yeah, no, I don't play any console games. And yeah, as far as the being open to the thing, grody or grotty, I'm not sure how I should say that. Yeah. Okay. Have I messed myself up now? Let me do these. I think I may have messed myself up. So I can say the pink. I think I can have all of these now. I think I can have all of the orange. Nope, I'm not going to be able to solve this one. Anyway. Well, I'm glad you've enjoyed the Sokoban. I like playing that game quite a bit. Yeah, clearly I have to put some effort in to make the Minecraft thing work. And I may have to replay this one because I just don't see this one coming through. Yep. Doink. All right, yeah. So I think I want to do... Oh, I thought that was going to behave differently than that. Yikes, okay. Well, thanks for coming by, and have a good night. Hope you had a good time and all of that. And thanks for, showing me this game. Did I play early generation first-person shooters on the PC? I did play a couple of the first-person shooter games, not all that much. I was never that enthusiastic about it, but I had friends that were very much into it, so I kind of just, when you would be over at their house, it would be like, hey, you want to come over and play a game kind of thing. I would do that every once in a while, but yeah, no, no, not really, not that much, not all that much, a little bit, enough to know what they were and to kind of have a flavor of it, but I was never really any good at it or anything like that. Okay, now we get those. Fuck. Yep, screwed it up again. Because I need too many. Yep. Anyway, okay, so here we go. Okay, Thanks for the good wish, Crotty, and I'll see you next time, I guess. Tim says... Yeah, I'm kind of looking forward to it. The more people get enthusiastic about it, the more it kind of makes me think it's something I need to do. Well, I'm going to start winding this up, so is there any last-minute stuff anybody needs to get off their chest before I, call it a night? I will be back tomorrow evening at 5 p.m. my time. And again, I'll probably do another couple of hours or whatever. Um, and here I'm going to go ahead and go back to here, and let me go back to here. Here we go. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so here we go. Okay, well, I guess I'm going to go ahead and, hang on, before I go, any ideas for future videos coming up you've been mulling over? Okay, so just before I go, is there anything I want to say about upcoming videos? I've been thinking about doing a thing where I use kind of ideas about cut up and that kind of thing, kind of inspired by the William S. Burroughs sort of idea. So this is awfully arty nonsense. Doing something kind of an NNSBB thing. So it would be kind of like going through my old stuff, and I don't know exactly how to try to make make it like a trippy montage of my, so like new stuff mixed with old stuff, kind of trippiness is kind of the idea. But that's one thing that's I've kind of been thinking about experimenting with, but I haven't. Otherwise, there's going to be more of the same, really, I guess. What else do I have? I have some other things I've been thinking about. There's some things like crossovers I'm going to do with my music channel. That's still a ways off though, because it's just taking me a lot longer to get the music thing off the ground than I thought it was going to initially. But yeah, it is what it is. Anyway, so there's that. Yeah, so I don't know if that's really all that compelling for a coming attraction sort of spiel, but anyway, there you have it. So yep, it's 2 a.m. here in California too, Tim. So I'm going to call it. It is time for me to, I guess, say nighty nighty night. So I'll just do that, and then yeah, there's that. So I guess good night.